All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. Shalom to the elect. I'm back at you with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Reconnaissance. This is news and prophecy. The planet Earth is being visited by the heavens, okay, via the chariots of the Lord, the angels. Jumping straight into this article, this is from political.com. The title it reads, and this is from the defense section, but the title it reads, it says, Alien Motherships. Pentagon official floats a theory for unexplained sightings, okay? And we've been made privy to the mysteries, okay? All the things that these devils can't explain, all right? Because really these are the heavenly hosts that are visiting the world, okay? And they're watching everything. This is 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 18, and it reads, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, you see? So this is an angelic visitation, okay? 2 Ezra 9 and verse 1, and it reads, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And how do we do that? Through the scriptures, okay? The Bible is the measuring rod, the measuring stick. Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right, so this is what's going on via prophecy, man. Okay, these are the things that these Edomites can't explain. All right, because these are all signals of Esau's downfall, the fall of his empire. Okay, because remember, the Pentagon is America's military defense, you know, going back to the different branches of the military. All right, so they don't have a chance. But jumping down, because I want to play this video. All right. But it says the paper explains that interstellar objects, such as the cigar-shaped Oumuamua that scientists spotted flying through the galaxy in 2017. Now remember, this was like a big deal back then. And the elder apostle Ramlad went into a lesson going into this. All right. And they spotted this massive cigar-shaped chariot in the heavens. Okay. But it says that scientists spotted flying through the galaxy in 2017 could potentially be a parent craft that releases many small probes during its close passages to Earth. All right. Because this is what you call a reconnaissance. Okay, which is a military operation, a military strategy. Let's get that. Okay, reconnaissance. It says an inspection or exploration of an area, especially one made to gather military information. And this is what the angels are doing. Okay, they're doing a reconnaissance. They're gathering intel, information, because this place is about to get judged. Okay, Esau's about to fall. Okay, it says, jumping down here, it says an examination of a territory or of an enemy's position for the purpose of obtaining information necessary for directed military operations, a preparatory expedition. You see that? So it's a spiritual reconnaissance going on. The angels are watching everything and reporting it back to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah before they bring forth the judgment, the destruction, right? This is Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 3, and it reads, it says, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai are in every place. That's the angels, man. All right. The eyes of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. See? Sirach 23 and 19, or Ecclesiastes chapter 23, verse 19, and it reads, it says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. So nothing So nothing gets past the eyes of the Lord. The angels, all right, they're in every place of the earth watching everything that's going on. All right. Amos 9 and 8, and it reads, it says, behold, the eyes of the Lord power. Once again, the eyes of the Lord, the angels, the chariots, behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh Shemawashah, are upon the sinful kingdom. And this is twofold, because this really applies to Israel. All right. But we can apply it to America, Babylon as well. It says, and upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. So going back to that reconnaissance, all right, the angels are gathering information. Okay, they're spying out the land, so to speak. All right, before Yahweh Shemawashah destroys this place from off the face of the earth. Amos 9 and 8, behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemawashah, because the Lord, he's going to spare a remnant. Okay, and that's who salvation is for. Okay, the remnant, the elect. So we are in the time of what? Of destruction, of Babylon the Great, which is America, and the salvation of the Lord's remnant, his elect. Okay, very heavy spiritual times, if you will. Right, but getting straight to this video. All right, because Esau's finished. Let's pull this up real quick. Bear with me. Let's make it a little bigger.
There is a threat.
This is my abduction story. My name is Brian Bender, and this is my abduction story. I call it my abduction story because sometimes I felt like I was getting sucked into this UFO enthusiast world. Here is your guide to understanding what's going on with the Pentagon and UFOs. Politico started delving into the UFO issue when we reported one of the first stories about the existence of a Pentagon UFO research office. It's not just they have an office that's looking into this, but there's some real experiences that our pilots are reporting that are getting at least some attention in the Pentagon. What I came to understand was that even within the military, there was a reluctance to look into these things because I think military personnel have been concerned about being labeled, tinfoil hat wearing kooks if they start talking about UFOs. But clearly there were enough reports that they really couldn't ignore it. Since the UFO task force became news in 2017, more politicians are more comfortable than ever talking about unknown objects in the sky.
We have lots of reports about what we call unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Let's take a quick look back at how this all happened. In 1952, the U.S. Air Force launched Project Blue Book to look into UFO sightings, but you'll hear more about that later on. Fast forward to 2008, the Pentagon's secret UFO office known as ATIP was established. It wasn't until 2017 when footage of Navy pilots witnessing UFOs leaked and the existence of the Pentagon UFO office became known that the story really started to get interesting. By 2019, members of Congress were receiving classified briefings about UFOs. In 2020, the Senate Intelligence Committee, led by Senator Marco Rubio, decides they want to request a government report on UFOs.
Yeah, so, Esau, he's done, there's nothing he can do. All right, Jeremiah 4 and 13, and it reads, it says, behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariot shall be as a whirlwind. His horses are swifter than eagles, all right, because, these chariots, they're not bound by the laws of gravity, all right, and that's why Esau has been putting out in his media that, these vehicles, they move, with, they don't move they don't move like jets and planes, all right? They're not bound to the laws of physics of this world. Okay? They're swifter than eagles. It says, woe unto us, for we are spoiled, all right? You're destroyed, Esau. You're finished. All right, let's get that in the Salakia. Let's get that in NLT real quick. All right, same verse, Jeremiah 4 and 13, and it reads, NLT, it says, our enemy rushes down on us like storm clouds. His chariots are like whirlwinds. His horses are swifter than eagles. How terrible it would be, for we are doomed, all right? And that's what Esau knows, because these devils, they're preparing, for that war in the heavens, the Space Force, the sixth branch of the government. So Esau, they're well aware of what these vehicles are, who's aboard these vehicles,
A public report that not only pulls together what the government might know about UFOs, but more importantly, what they're doing to get to the bottom of these mysteries. When the Advanced Aerial Threat Identification Program was created at the Pentagon, it was given a fairly innocuous-sounding military name. That way, there was no reference to UFOs. In the summer of 2017, my reporting uncovered that this office had existed. They'd been given a significant amount of resources, and so I started digging to find out the origins of the office, also where all that money was spent. And it was former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid who secured $22 million to establish the UFO's ATIP program. Next on our journey, we talked to some politicians themselves. Good morning, Senator Reid. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I was the first to get involved in this. And much to the consternation of my staff, they told me, stay the hell away from this. It's not anything that's going to help you.
So at the time, it sounds like your political advisors thought that this could be damaging politically. In other words, if you're associated with this, people will think Harry Reid has lost it.
It's not just a bunch of weirdos that are thinking about this. I think it's people who are really curious. The more time we spend on this, the more people are beginning to understand.
Are you hopeful that some of these very secretive agencies will be willing to share more of what they're seeing, what they're gathering?
What we have to do is understand that there are different levels of transparency. I think the administration has an obligation to make sure that what information they have that is important to the security of our country, that they make sure members of Congress know what's going on.
What are the biggest?
Yeah, because it's the evidence and all of that, and the appearance of the chariots and people spotting them on camera. Like I say all the time, the evidence is too overwhelming, and they have no choice but to disclose this information to the public, because these devils in high positions, they know, all right? Just to prove the case in point, all right? This came out of RT a couple years ago, so they know that these angels in these vehicles from the heavens, all right, they're dark skinned, all right. They know that these are the angels of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The devils also believe and tremble.
These are, in fact, the Vatican's called them angels. What if these are, in fact, the Vatican's called them angels? What if these are, in fact, the Vatican's called them angels? What if these are truly God's chosen people? What if these are truly God's chosen people?
So they know, man. And the angels of the Lord, they've been here, but now we're in a time, as we read the scriptures, the Lord is beginning to visit the world which he made. He's allowing a lot of things to be manifest. And like I said, we've been made privy to the mysteries, man, to the things that Esau can explain. All right. His ass is grass ultimately, man. All right. Let's make some more points. Right. Let's go to, let's get that scripture and Habakkuk. Right. It's Habakkuk 3. Okay, this is Habakkuk chapter 3. All right. God's deliverance of his people. All right. Habakkuk 3:1, it says, a prayer of Habakkuk the prophet upon Shignoth. It says, verse 2, O Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years make known, in wrath remember mercy. Yahweh Shem Yahushai came from Teman, the holy, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Salah. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. All right, and this is dealing with the chariots, the fathership. It says, and his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was no high in his power. You see, the lights that's coming forth from those vehicles, right? That says, going also into them lasers, You know, that concentrated fire that's going to come forth out of the chariots. You can read about that in 2 Ezra 13. It says, before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. You see? All right? That concentrated energy, that fire that the Lord is going to unleash from the chariots, right? It says he stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting. I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains of the land of Midian did tremble. Was the Lord Yahweh Shemawashah displeased against the rivers? Was thy anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? Thou didst ride upon thy horses and thy chariots of salvation. You see? So when the Lord comes back and he initiates judgment, you know, as Habakkuk was asking, was he displeased against the rivers, the sea? You know, because the chariots are going to bring that destruction, that whirlwind, man. All right, the Lord is going to unleash his power. And these are the times that we're in right now, man. That's why I wanted to do this lesson. All right, because ultimately, man, hey, the Lord is about to do a great work. Okay? Let's play a little bit more.
Challenges, not the biggest challenge in this subject is, and this is true of any subject, but when it comes to UFOs, it's kind of on steroids, and that is separating fact from fiction, from fantasy, from theories, because there's a million theories and lots of different perspectives on what these things could be or not be.
Something strange happened in the skies over Arizona that still hasn't been fully explained.
Fife Symington was one of thousands who witnessed one of the most famous UFO sightings in recent history. He was also governor of Arizona at the time, making him probably the highest public official to ever report a UFO. I met with him at the Arizona Historical Society, where there was a new exhibit to the Phoenix Lights. So take us back, 1997, you're governor of Arizona. You were on your way home from the governor's office, right?
Yes, and I've been listening to the news. There have been some sightings, and I said, you know, I'm going to go take the car, and I'm going to try to get to the high ground and take a look and see if I can see these Phoenix Lights that everybody's talking about. I was being a truant. I was slipped my detail, and I drove my car down and.
Yeah, that's pretty much the point. You know, I'll post this article. You can watch the rest on your own. All right, because Esau, you know, he's pretty much bugging out. You know, there's a lot of things that he can't explain. All right, but they know that essentially that these chariots are a threat to his system, to his empire. All right, and that's why eventually they're gonna you know, that war in heaven is gonna take place according to prophecy. This is Revelation 12. In verse 7, and it reads, it says, and there was war in heaven. All right, war in the heavens, in the space. All right, Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. And who's the dragon? The dragon is Esau. All right, his power structure, his empire. He's the dragon. Right? Dracos. What's it say?
Strong's G 1404. Drakon.
For that word dragon, it says a dragon, a great serpent, a name for Satan, man. Going back to what? Revelation 20. All right, the Roman Empire, because we are in the Roman Empire reincarnated, the deadly wound that was healed. Okay? So this place, this kingdom, Esau's power structure, all right, is going to wage war against Yahweh Shemawashah, and he's going to lose miserably. All right? Isaiah 27, just to add on to that point about the dragon, because the dragon is going to get slayed. All right, it's Isaiah 27 and verse 1. It says, in that day, the Lord Yahweh Shemawashah with his sword and great and strong sword, which is going to be by the missiles and also the chariots as well. It says, shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent. That's Esau. Okay? He would be Leviathan, okay, not the sea monster, but the you know, he would be that dragon, if you will. All right, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. All right, so Esau's power structure, his dominion is going to be taken down by Yahweh Shemawashah, man. You see? So let's go back to that point. All right? Dealing with the war in heaven again. All right? Just want to make that point. All right? Revelation 12:7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels. You see? So Esau's going to come with his military power, his jets, his planes, right? His technology to fight against the Lord in the heavens, and prevail not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven, because he's going to be destroyed. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. You see, this is him. Okay, this Roman Empire reincarnated, which is being exercised through America, NATO, and the EU. All right, his power structure will be destroyed, pertaining to prophecy. And that great dragon, which was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. You see? So he's done, man. You know, so there ain't nothing. It's nothing that these devils can do, man. All right, the Lord is here. He's watching. The angels are doing that reconnaissance. All right, they're spying out the land before they destroy it, man. Okay, so we understand what's about to happen. All right, that angelic visitation. Let's get that too. Isaiah 47:3. And it reads, Isaiah 47:3, it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. This is Yahweh Shai. He's about to take vengeance, and he's not coming back as a man. He's coming back as an angelic force. He's coming back with the host of heaven. All right, to slay the world, pretty much. All things, as the scriptures tell you in Matthew 13, all things that offend, all right, the angels are gonna they're gonna cast out and throw into that furnace of fire. You know, Isaiah 66:15. For behold, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai shall be many. All right. Hey, the Lord said, think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. All right. So the Lord is coming to slay many. Okay. And this is what we know and understand, because, as I said, we have been made privy to the mysteries and the understanding. All right. And this is what these devils can't explain. But pretty much his time is up. The Lord has set bounds that he cannot pass. And right now he's witnessing his very end. Okay. This is the curse. As the scriptures say, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. All right. The chariots of Yahweh Shema Shai. So I pray that this quick lesson was edifying, man. You know, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and double salutation to all you Akim out there laboring. Hey, Shalom.